Hello and welcome to the special episode of Cricket Predicta powered by 1xBat. I'm Anant Kaur and today is no ordinary day. It's the grand finale of IPL 2025. Under the bright lights of Ahmedabad's Narendra Modi Stadium, the dream that remained unfulfilled for 18 long years will finally meet its destiny. The match will be played between Punjab Kings and Royal Challengers Bengaluru. Fans of both teams have been saying for years, next year will be ours. Well, the next year has finally arrived because whosoever wins tonight will make history. A new champion will rise. The IPL will become a fresh chapter in its legacy. But before we dive into action, let's take a step back. Let's look at how Punjab and Bengaluru have journeyed through this season and what the stats have to say. In IPL history so far, these two sides have faced each other 36 times. And the numbers are astonishingly balanced, 18 wins each. RCB's average score, 160.17. Punjab's 158. Even in terms of wickets lost per match, the contents remains neck to neck. RCB's average 5.83 wickets, while Punjab have lost 5.89 wickets on average. Now, let's rewind the season a bit. On April 18th, a rain-hit match in Chinnaswamy meant just 14 overs of play and Punjab clinched a win by 5 wickets. But just 2 days later, on April 20th, RCB came back roaring and defeated Punjab by 7 wickets. Then came the playoffs, and RCB crushed Punjab by 8 wickets to book their place in the final. So in this season's head-to-head, RCB leads 2-1. Now, let's talk some playoff records. RCB has reached the playoffs 9 times and made it to the final thrice, but luck hasn't been kind. They lost to the Deccan Chargers in 2009, the Chennai Super Kings in 2011 and the Sunrisers Hyderabad in 2016. 3 heartbreaks in 3 finals and still no trophy. Punjab, they've made the playoffs only twice and reached the final just once back in 2014, where Kolkata Knight Riders crushed their dreams. So tonight's final isn't just a match. It's the climax of years of waiting, fan hopes and the last page of one of cricket's biggest unfinished stories. Who will be the champion? Will RCB curse finally end? Or will Punjab lift their maiden trophy and script history? Whether it's red or maroon, we are sure that the night will end with the fireworks. So let the countdown begin. We have our special guest to discuss all the insights, predictions and for today's final. We have a cricket scholar, Sunil Kalra. We have a former Zimbabwe cricketer, Stanley Chioza, and former Zimbabwe cricketer, John Nyombu. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining in. It's the grand finale. So how are you doing today, Sunil?
Well, absolutely. We're just waiting. In fact, all televisions are set, the mobiles are on, the calculators and the Excel sheet is just right in time. That's all. We're waiting for this fantastic outcome of the grand finale. As you said, it's a fan hope and a fan bonanza.
Yeah, and former cricketers former cricketer CM Gautam has also joined us. Thank you so much for joining in. And how are you doing today, Gautam?
Hi Anand, I'm good for having me on the show. And I'm pretty excited because RCB are playing in the finals yet again. And this is our 4th final, so really looking forward to the new IPL winners. And at the same time, it will be a, I think, electrifying game today, Just because 2 new teams are playing in the final, it doesn't mean that it will be boring. I think the very exciting cricket, Punjab and RCB. I think it will be a good game. I hope the rain stays away in today's clash.
Surely that will be all our hopes. And Stanley, how are you doing today?
Well, I don't know, to be honest, because I made a cup of coffee just before the show started and I was hoping it would cool down. But talking about Punjab Kings and RCB today, the final, the cup is just getting hotter and hotter. So I'm not sure whether it's the effect of the IPL final or it's just the thermal cup that is exceptionally working well.
Right. And John, how are you doing today? What do you have to say about the final?
Yeah, today is actually a good day for a neutral because you can get to watch and enjoy a good game of cricket without putting your heart on the line because there's no team that I'm supporting. I am just happy that I'm going to see and watch a good exhibition of cricketing skills from 2 different standard of playing sides, and we're all eager, waiting and anticipating to see who's going to be crowned IPL champion today.
Yeah, the wait will be over in some little time. And Sunil, let's start with you. Punjab Kings, as we know, have the best death overs run rate and the highest net run rate as well. So, should RCB prioritize saving their best bowlers like Krunal Pandya or Bhuvneshwar Kumar for the overs towards the end, 16 to 20?
Well, it's a very good question, but we've done so much of arithmetic, we've done so much of kind of number crunching. So this looks completely out of place, and we feel, I think it's time for us to enjoy and let strategies, because everything would fail today. Because when you go into such a high pressured match where even Prime Minister and the big guys are there, I think what else can you do after 65 days of rigorous turmoil, hard work, everything put together? I think today, if you ask me, I have no answers. Today, as like John said, he's played at the highest level. He's been a test cricketer. He said, let's sit back and enjoy and relax. So if you ask me about strategy, I may have no inputs today. But all I can tell you is that my heart feels for Virat Kohli and my mind sees somewhere Shreyas Iyer is going to walk away with the crowning glory.
You've told us, you've given us an answer where we have to deep dive into. And Gautam, RCB have the second best net power play run rate, and with Virat Kohli striking at 159 in the first 6 overs, and also Phil Salt performing that well. So will Punjab Kings' new ball pair, Arshdeep Singh and Vijay Kumar Vishak, how much trouble can they pose to the opening pair today?
RCB have played extremely well in the power play. Thanks to Virat Kohli, the way he's played this entire tournament has been remarkable. He played the condition, he played the situation, and he was not like just another batsman who just goes after the bowling from ball one. He assesses the conditions, he knows what the bowler are trying to do, and then goes after the bowling. So that's been a high talking point about Virat Kohli's batting, and at the same time, even the Phil Salt complemented Virat really well. And they have been one of the best opening combinations of a long time for RCB. After Dilshan and Chris Gale, I think this is the best opening pair RCB has ever had. And at the same time, Punjab bowlers have not been looking to pick up wickets early on, and they've been going for a lot of runs in the last 3-4 games. Arshdeep and Vaishak Vijay Kumar. So this is the right time to put that pressure on the bowlers and look to use maximum in the power play, go after the bowling, go aggressive, and get the maximum runs in the power play so that the rest of the batsmen who are coming in can just come and play freely. And let's always remember, finals are a different ball game. As Sunil said, pressure really well. And having been with RCB the first 2 finals, we have lost the first 2 finals. So I think this is the 4th finals for RCB. I think they would have learnt a lot. And Virat was there with me in the first 2 finals when we played in 2009 and 2011. So I think they're going to win, as Sunil said.
Right, whosoever handles the pressure well today will come out victorious. And one man who has been handling the pressure very, very well has been Shreyas Iyer. And Stanley, Shreyas Iyer has no clear weakness. We've seen that he strikes at 248 at the death, and versus pace also he strikes very well. So which bowler from RCB should be trusted to contain him during this acceleration phase throughout?
I think you can't really look at one bowler as per se, because at the end of the day, it has to be a combination of bowlers, both bowling in tandem and bowling well for that matter. Look, the one thing that both teams have got that is going obviously their way in terms of batting, as it were, is they're playing on a very good surface. Ahmedabad, we know the scores, passport 200 plus. But importantly, both teams will be using the last match as a template. Mumbai Indians versus Mumbai Indians went into bat first and fell about 20 runs short. So therein lies the pressure. What is a good total at Ahmedabad? Also, what is a good total at the on the day when the final is being played? That would be something that somebody like obviously Shreyas Iyer with not only with his captaincy hat on, but his hat as a batsman will be thinking about. I mean, he's done very well. No two ways about it, especially in that middle period when you strike at over 170. When the field is spread and you're a non-opener, that tells you a lot about your intent and your ability to score runs in a pressure situation. So Josh Hazelwood does a very good job with that. I think Pandya as well will do a very good job. but Bhuvaneshwar Kumar as well. But the key thing is get rid of that top order for Punjab Kings. That is what the plan will be for RCB.
Yeah, truly, they will be coming out with the big plan. And now, John, Punjab Kings opener Prabhsimran Singh and Priyan Sharia are among the most aggressive this season. And RCB's new ball bowlers Yash Dayal and Bhuvneshwar Kumar have struggled in the first 6 overs. So, what sort of game plan Punjab's batters should have against them?
I think going into a final, like everyone is rightly saying, all these stats just go out the window because it's like a new game. It's like an opportunity that you're taking as a player to say, geez, there's so many teams that have been in the IPL, but I'm the bowler who's bowling at this stage. I'm the bowler who's bowling at this moment in time. So I own this time. So as a bowler and as a batter, you have to own that little bit of time when you're at the crease and when you got the ball. So I see today as a day where you take each ball as it comes. Each ball, I think, will give a different threat to the batter. As a bowler, you're trying to the other batters to see if they can handle that challenge. And whoever does their disciplines well today wins the game. And whoever cracks first loses the game. So I think all this, like Sunil says, we can analyze, we can get the arithmetic, we can get all the stats. But when it comes to a final, all that just goes out the window. And it's each individual who is meant to perform a certain role, a certain task on that particular day, at that particular moment and stage of the game. If they do it well, then happy days for them. And if they crack, then the team could be on the back foot. So I think it's just play as it is, play the ball as it comes, and ensure that you do well in that set role that you've been given.
Yeah, rightly said. Being in the moment, that will be what both teams will be looking about. And we know the high pressure players when we come up to that's Virat Kohli and Shreyas Iyer. So Sunil, Virat Kohli and Shreyas Iyer have shown they can shift gears off late. They can manage very well wherever they are batting in whichever phase. And with the strike rates of 130 to 40 in middle overs, can they manage tempo smartly if wickets fall early, or they will be forced to break into a different character to keep up with the required rate today?
Well, I'm not sure if I've got your question right, but if you're talking about the middle overs, right, Anand?
Yes, we're talking about the middle overs.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at the middle overs, statistically in the last 64 days, if you analyze those games, the middle overs have been Achilles' heels, especially of the teams who are trying to accelerate. That's the time when they lose out on wickets. The boundaries dry up, the best bowlers come in and they smoother. They're tight fields, the fields are open. So what happens is, traditionally, the batters have to take that risk. You lose a lot of wicket, also you get some boundaries. But it's not like a power pack situation, what you have it at the front or the back. This is the time where Virat Kohli comes in. This is the time when Surya Kumar Yadav comes in and maneuvers this thing. Thankfully, you have Shreyas Iyer. So you've got the clash of the titans between a particular batting order and at a particular part. I think the most, if there was a boring period which is and strategically very high, is the middle over. And today we've got to get two of the best guys who play around with the bowling restrictions. But Anand, before I close my answer, I'd like to, ask Gautam, who's been a part of the final and that too with Virat Kohli. Gautam, what does it feel to be sitting on the dugout with the legends and everybody alike? What is it like in your mind? How can you recall those moments of IPL final in a dugout with RCB?
First time in 2009 when we played in South Africa, we lost to Deccan very narrowly, That should have been our first title if you look at it. It was a low scoring game. We bundled out Deccan Chargers for like 145 or something, and we couldn't chase down the target, And sharing dressing room with the likes of Anil Kumble, Rahul Dravid, Kevin Peterson, and it was like a dream come true, for a cricketer like me when I was playing in 2009. So I got to learn a lot from these legends, Jack Callis, Mark Boucher. When I'm a wicketkeeper, so I learned a lot from Mark Boucher. He's one of the greatest ever wicketkeepers in Test cricket. And I think we get to learn, we get to know how they go into this big game, what what strategies and what their mindset is like, you know. And I think big legends perform in these kind of matches. For example, Anil Kumble picked up 4 for 16 in the finals, you know, and he was a man of the match in the final, even though we lost. So these are the kind of things I learned, and how to handle pressure. And as you rightly said, even John said the same thing. You know, you just have to go out and express in these kind of big games. Your stats is forgotten, your performance is forgotten, everything is forgotten. It's like writing a script on a brand new paper, you know. So it's all about how you handle pressure, the big games, and at the same time, just go out and express yourself. That's all you can do.
Right, thank you, Gautam, for the real insight, what it feels like it to be in the dugout and that too in the final. And now Stanley, from one captain, Shreyas Iyer, who's been performing really well throughout, to the another captain, Rajat Patidar, who's not been performing that great. And today also the most of the pressure will be on him too, that how he performs, because he does not have a good strike rate, especially in the power play. So what kind of strategy will Punjab Kings bring against him today?
Well, looking at Rajat Patidar, obviously the power play has not been his strong suit. But just looking at the last game they played versus this very same team, Rajat Patidar batted at number 4. So I don't see them changing this, leaving the power play to Phil Salt, Virat Kohli, and Agarwal. I think that's a good ploy with regards to those three. And then you bring Rajat Patidar to handle the middle overs with Sharma and obviously Jita Sharma and obviously the lower order batsmen like your Liam Livingston, should he play, Tim David, should he play, and obviously Romario Shepherd. So I think that's a ploy that they'll stick to. I don't see them tinkling around with that batting order. It's the final. You want to stick to something that works. And I think batting Patidar at number 4 is probably the best way to go. Take him out of the power play where he feels a bit of pressure, where he feels the need to score and fails. Because yes, they will look to target him and bowl as many dot balls if possible, limit the score on his end and try and make sure that he builds pressure for the other batsmen. So I think when the field is spread, allow him to get to build an innings of some sort with regards to strike rotation is concerned, and let him build in from there.
Yes, there will be sort of pressure on both the teams to bat very well. And John, with despite strong battings from both the teams, neither side has a death over economy under 8.6. So is this final likely to be like 200 plus, or do you see a more big score today?
Interesting what Gautam said about how they played in South Africa, and it was a low-scoring match. You find that a lot of big games end up not being so much as high-scoring matches because of the pressure. But what's important is runs on the board. So whichever team bats first should not be worried much about the score that they put on, because you can only determine the goodness of the track or the best out of that situation when both teams bat. So I think low scoring, high scoring is not really what the teams are looking for. The teams are looking for effectiveness. And if it means that the conditions today are a 160 winning total, then that be it. So you get to find that some teams might end up thinking they're behind the 8 ball and end up, like what Sunil said, in the middle overs, like to hit a lot of boundaries and lose wickets. Whereas just keep knocking the ball around, keep having those wickets in hand, so that at the death overs, if need be, they can capitalize with a lot of wickets in hand. That's what Mumbai didn't do well the previous game, where they lost 2 wickets in 2 balls because they were trying to get it because it was a high-scoring match. And then you end up losing wickets. You end up losing your set batters. You end up having 2 new batters at the crease at the same time, which will derail the scoring, which will end up getting you to lose wickets. So for today, clear heads, play the game, stay in the now. Whatever score you put in, believe you can defend that.
Yes, and that will be one thing in mind. And Sunil, now, who do you think has more momentum coming in this game? Because you've seen how Punjab Kings have been riding high on their win, and on the other hand, RCB have not played a match for the last 5 days. So, who has the upper hand today in the final?
I think the people who played the game, the other 3 gentlemen will be able to answer it far better. But all I can tell you is that there is always a contender and a champion. I mean, the champion here in this case there's nobody. So it's a dogfight, this is getting fierce. Both the captains know that there has to be, they're trying to prove something out to their fans and to the kind of the following that they've had. I mean, Gautam has told us what it means to be, John sitting in London knows exactly what's exactly is happening in IPL. So I think, if you ask me, Shreyas Iyer, with the way he's led, with the way he's expressed himself on the field, I think there's a lot more message than just winning the match. He's just out there to prove a point to the selectors, to the board, saying that whatever they've had to be won in the last 12 months or 16 months, he's won everything. Despite that, he smashed the daylights out of the greatest T20 bowler of all time, which is Jasprit Bumrah. If he can hit 8 sixes and 5 boundaries in a match and get the team to win and not even celebrate, that makes it a small and a very strong, firm statement in the entire scheme of things. And I'm sure my player friends would agree to that, especially Gautam, who's been a part of IPL very closely.
Yeah, Gautam, what do you have to say about this?
100% what Sunil is saying is right. Shreyas had made a huge statement last night, when he batted, and especially after hitting that sixer and winning the game, and absolutely zero emotions after that, And this man is gunning for the second IPL title, I must say, And Shreyas has been like one of the best captains after MS Dhoni and Rohit Sharma, I would say, in the IPL. I'm telling you this because he's leading 6 uncapped players in the team, which is none of the teams could have done that, Especially only MS Dhoni have done that in the past, and after Shreyas Iyer is doing. That speaks volume about a captain and what he can bring to the table. And he's led by example. Whenever the team wanted him to get runs, he's done it. Whenever the team wanted him to lead, he's done that. And he's been like inspirational captain. And heart says Shreyas Iyer, mind says Virat Kohli. and I don't know, I'm confused, to be honest with you, but having been part of RCB and they have lost like 3 finals, so that was heartbreaking. And I wish RCB should win in today's game.
Yes, and I think there's a lot of heart and mind speaking today. So let's see who comes out victorious today. The pressure will be immense. It will be a high stakes final. So let's see. Let's see who come out victorious today. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining in. It's been great insights and predictions from all of you. It's always grateful to have you on the show. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching Cricket Predictor. You know where to tune in. Thank you so much.